What's up? I've got a pretty thorough breakdown of the Highguard update, version 1.0.6, that just dropped on February 12th, 2026. First off, the tempo changes are real. The gear up phase has been shortened, so you're not hanging around for 2 minutes before things get spicy. That means less downtime and more immediate action. And the patch also funnels key spawn points and high-value pickups to specific locations, so the early scramble is more intentional, rather than just chaos. On top of that, respawn timers during the gear up and shield breaker formation phases have been reduced, which keeps momentum higher and lets teams recover into the next engagement quicker. These adjustments are meant to tighten match pacing and reduce the feeling of drawn-out waiting between the moments you actually want to be in the fight. For PC players, there's a fairly meaningful visual option change. FSR anti-aliasing is now selectable for all desktop users, and where applicable, the update exposes newer FSR support so users can get that higher frame throughput without losing as much clarity. There's also a new high-performance mouse input polling option to reduce input lag, and general background frame rate throttling during matches has been removed. Basically, a few thoughtful changes meant to make the game feel snappier and look better on a wider range of hardware. If you play on a beefy rig and want buttery responsiveness, these are the types of settings you'll want to check. On the match rules side, one of the more interesting changes is how raid resolution works now. A single generator explosion will end the raid and send attackers back to the next gear up phase. That makes objective denial and generator defense feel significantly more impactful. One well-timed defensive play can tilt the match and force a reset in the attacker's plans. At the same time, the other win conditions remain intact. Destruction of the Anchor Stone still counts as a possible single raid victory, so teams have multiple strategic avenues without the meta becoming overly one-dimensional. There's also a big performance and stability thrust behind this patch. The developers have leaned into both server-side fixes and client optimizations to address frequent crashes, hitching caused by rapid mouse movement, missing skins, and several animation/visual glitches that popped up different view distances. Those sorts of fixes won't always make a flashy trailer, but they noticeably improve how smooth your sessions feel and reduce those "oh no, not again" moments when something clips or a character gets stuck in geometry. The studio's focus on these fixes is part of a continuing effort to steady the experience after launch. Balance-wise, this patch is a targeted one. There are adjustments across multiple wardens, and they're the kind of changes that subtly shift playstyles more than rewrite entire kits. For example, some characters saw cooldown reductions on signature abilities and adjustments to charge counts for certain leap or dash mechanics, while others had passive detection ranges and projectile speeds tuned. What this means practically is you'll notice different match dynamics: faster leaps, more reliable reveals inside smoke, and quicker targeting for summoned projectiles, which can change how you approach engagements both offensively and defensively. The goal is to preserve what makes each character unique while tamping down on frustrating spikes or odd interactions. Quality of life got some love too. Sprint now cancels toggled ADS, so movement feels more fluid when you decide to disengage. Match end screens now include assists and damage stats, so your contribution is clearer even if the scoreboard doesn't tell the whole story. And the rejoin window has been lengthened, so players disconnecting for a moment can actually return to the fight without being locked out. Those are small things on paper, but they add up to fewer interruptions to the experience and better clarity on how you performed in a match. There are also specific interaction improvements for the firing range and dummy behavior, so more abilities actually register with test targets. That's helpful for learning combos or practicing aim, as abilities that previously wouldn't interact properly with dummies are now functioning, including some ultimates that reveal or affect targets in smoke. If you like to warm up or test out a new build, the firing range is a bit more reliable as a practice tool now. Finally, the update is married to a broader content roadmap that the devs have been pushing. New wardens, maps, ranked playlist mechanics, so this patch reads as both a quality and foundation update. Fixes and tunings you want now, plus infrastructure and feature support that unlocks bigger content changes in upcoming episodes. All in all, if you're jumping back into Highguard after a break or you're grinding to refine your warden picks, this patch changes tempo, responsiveness, and a handful of mechanical interactions in ways that make matches feel tighter and more intentional. Expect quicker gear up elbow-to-elbow moments, clearer desktop tuning options, and less jarring technical friction during play.